What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And if you guys read the title, of course today we're going to be building a better Lego Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider and bike. Of course, this isn't the bike that we're going to be using, but I guess I'll get it out of the way first. So of course, here's the Ghost Rider figure. And of course, recently Lego did come out with the Ghost Rider mech and bike. And of course, I did do a set review for it and actually dropped it as well, which that was very chaotic. You guys can go check that video out. Of course, it came out recently, but we're not going to really talk about this bike that much. We're just going to kind of move it out of here for now. And of course, updating this Ghost Rider figure. So, of course, the first thing that you're going to do to build a better Ghost Rider is take the head off. You're going to need to take this head off and you're going to need to place it down, and you're going to want to get rid of everything else. And I know what you guys are saying, and I said it in the review too, but if I bring in the build a better version of Johnny Blaze's Ghost Rider, you guys will see that this figure is pretty much perfect, except the head. I don't like the head that much, so that's why I replaced it with the new one. And as you guys can see, just with this combination of stuff, it actually looks really good. And I do not like the new torso at all. And I said it in the video as well. It's very detailed, but very under-detailed compared to this one. As you guys can see, the torsos are really good. It's just, if this had the same amount of detail, but if the fire was done the same as on this torso, I know it kind of looks like worn down and stuff, but it looks better, and there's more flames, and it looks more like Ghost Rider. This is just one shade of orange. It's two shades of orange, but on top of each other. It's really bad, but of course, on the back there's no flames. It's very mid, and of course I'm not going to keep the chain on here as well. I'm going to give him a fire chain because it's Ghost Rider, not Johnny Blaze. Of course, also to update the Ghost Rider, I added Darth Vader's arms because I just thought it would add more detail to it. Also added Shang-Chi's, Wenwu's legs from the Shang-Chi sets and just sanded off the top. If you guys want to see what he looks like, here you go. Here are his legs. And I did actually update this figure with the clone figure. You guys can do that pretty simple. But yeah, basically all I did was that and sanded all that stuff off, which I think it looks nice because now it's just knee pads. And yeah, that's really all you got to do to update the Ghost Rider figure. But of course, you guys came here for an updated bike as well. So around 3 months ago, technically 4 because the figure was actually didn't come until a month later. You guys are gonna check that video out. But of course, a couple months ago I did design a Ghost Rider bike, which when I made it, I didn't have that much reference for the bike. Even though I wanted to do it, I didn't really have the time to do it, and kind of didn't do a good design. Of course, as you guys can see, I did recently take a photo because I knew I was going to be making a new one of the old bike. So here it is. Here's the old bike. It's really good. I still like it, but compared to the new one is definitely better than the old one. So it's some good news. However, it's basically the same model and design, just different colors. So what I basically did is based it off of, and this is where the mech comes in. I based it off of the bike right here because this one is really huge and it doesn't fit for Ghost Rider. And as you guys can see, this one is really cool. So it basically looks like this, but tinier and a little bit more detailed. So without further ado, removing this and taking a look at the brand new bike. It's really cool. I'm actually really proud of the design. In 3, 2, 1, here it is. Here's the brand new bike that I decided to make. And this one is definitely better than the original in all ways. I think that this is just cooler, but I will not be doing a drop test for this because it would break, and it's a very fragile build as well. More fragile than the original Ghost Rider motorcycle. There's also a lot of really clever things that I did on this, but it's basically the same design, which is based on Hirochi's, which is the Technic pieces down here as well, connecting the whole thing with the sides as well as the wheels going back here. It's basically the same design, it's just in a different color. It's not black anymore, it's gray. And the gray does look much better. Of course, I also did use unique build techniques. So removing Ghost Rider out of the way, of course, as you guys can see him, and looking at the bike, just doing kind of a full 360 of the thing. As you can see, it's pretty similar to the original. It's pretty similar. It's just much different, and it still rolls, which is one of the things I wanted on this new one to do, is it to roll, which I think I accomplished really well. It doesn't go that fast, but if you kind of maybe push it hard enough, it will go fast, but just as like this, it doesn't really roll that much. It has problems rolling because the front was one of the hardest parts, and much more harder than the original, because it's always the front that has the most issues. Because whenever you're building a Ghost Rider bike and you're basing it not on instructions, and even Lego will do this sometimes, this will always be an issue right up here. You can build all this stuff and have little issues like attaching the back wheel and stuff, but the hardest part will always be up in the front, and it's always because of this right here. It's always held in a clip connection, and clips are not really that nice. So originally this thing used to rock up and down all the time because it's on a clip connection and there's really nothing you can do. So you always have to create kind of a brace for it to stop. We have to have studs that go on the bottom that go out as far and stuff. So what I had to do is, as you guys can see here, I had to add 2 Battle Droid arms. I don't know what they're, Hulkbuster fingers, I think, in gunmetal. Add a pull connection through it, and then of course add it at the bottom of here, covered by a clip with this piece that I got from the Spider-Man versus Miles Morales, funny enough, Spider-Man, Morbius set or whatever. And that's what you have to do. It's one of the hardest parts, and of course also I do have a different connection up here. I didn't have any gray poles or anything, so what I basically just did is I took the Lego Marvel Superheroes approach and add the spears, because I finally have enough spears because I got a bunch of Black Panther sets and I had a bunch in my collection, so I even have 2 more, which is amazing, but I did get a lot from the Black Panther, so I was happy for that. And I went for the same connection that they did in the game. However, I added the black pieces right here because, of course, adding this piece underneath was hard. And also the wheel is kind of meh. It's all right. It still works, though. And, of course, just the same build, which is basically using 2 Travis bricks on the side. And then, of course, what I did is I put a plate, basically like a plate underneath, and then a silver shark tooth, and then also did 2 of these slopes back here. I really recommend these look really good, and if you don't have these here and just put like a plate or something here, it's not gonna look that good. I love the design of it, and really kind of connects to the rest of the bike really well. And of course then also you're gonna put a slope on top. This slope comes off pretty easily. It's pretty easy to come off, so there you go. But you're just going to put one of these connections at the front, and then just a tooth, because I tried to represent the skull that the face kind of has, but I didn't do that well, and then I just put a slope right here so there's not a big huge gap. So yeah, it looks really cool. Of course, bending this back, and of course a little hinge right here connects the rest, and then also did 2 of the pieces going out and then 1 going over like this. I don't really know what it's called, but then of course attaching this on the back, which I really wanted because the set of course had it, and probably the best part and the fun part was creating the engine that he has on the back. Of course using clips, because originally what I did is I added, and you guys can go once again watch that video to see the difference if you guys really want to. But I basically just took studs and overlapped stuff on top of each other. It was really fat and really bad. So, of course, I decided to basically take clips and do everything upside down, kind of. And as you guys can see, I did use the Tri-Wizard snake pieces, also from the Ray the Castaway set, which I think works really well. and then obviously these flame pieces that were on the original Make a Return. And then also the best part, and Lego is really awesome for this, is right here is attaching the final exhausts. Lego, of course, is really smart, very smart, because of course Lego has the clip connections. This one's in black and it's on the same as the new one, but of course, as you guys can see, it's much more harder to see. Lego creates a little peg on the inside, and it's genius in my opinion, because it was the one thing that I had trouble with, because of course I wanted to create once again the 3 exhaust pipes that are on this one, and the last one was this one going down here, because I had that one and then I needed the one at the bottom. So of course Lego, because I couldn't fit anything else back here, what I was going to do is actually put lightsaber blades on the outside. So what it was going to be is it was going to be the pole connection was going to go all the way back. That was going to be on a clip connection, which the clip was also going to be infused with it was going to basically be like this. I have it right here. So it's basically going to be like this on the side. So then on the back, you could basically just put a flame like this. So it would fit something like this, kind of like that. The pole was basically going to connect right there, and this clip was going to attach to itself to the piece. However, I cut the bar right here, so of course it would be small enough, not be too large. So of course it comes over here in the stud connection over here. So as you can see, I had to chop that off. And it does work really well, and that's why I just really like that Lego did that, because of course Lego adds that little stud where you can put literally any tiny thing that can fit in there, which I don't think I have another piece, but yeah, it's basically on all clips. It's super nice, but actually, whoa, this is very interesting. The red ones do not have it. It's strange. The red do not, but the black do. So it is on a couple, but it is on gray, so that's how I was able to get that on. I don't want to take it off because it's going to, I guess I'll kind of take it off for now. But of course, as you guys can see, it's basically the connection right there, and you would basically just do that, and it connects like that, and it works really well, and it fits, and it's probably the part that's saved this whole creation for me. Also, adding this back here, once again, the bike has it as well. It goes much further, and goes much further down than the original. It doesn't go all the way down to the ground, of course, because the wheel has to turn, which this also does get annoying, because if you push it down too far, then the wheel kind of has hesitation on moving and stuff, so you kind of have to do it just right, which also does lead to this breaking under here, because it's really large. And yeah, it's really fun. It was very fun. Once again, I love doing mocks. Mocks are really fun to do. I don't like doing huge creations like huge creations. But if it's something tiny like this that I'm going to use for a character, I love doing it. And of course, if you put it next to the also the handlebars, Make a Return. Basically up here it's connected by a clip, as you guys can see under there, and the clip goes out and these go in the front. It's very fun. This mock was very fun to make. Just the most annoying part once again was up here, but making the engines and using the rattlesnake pieces, which I actually did find one that I was looking for earlier. But yeah, as you guys can see, it works like that. And yeah, it looks really cool. Of course, I do not care that Ghost Rider has random rattlesnakes sticking out. It doesn't really bother me. And it looks really cool. And of course, comparing it to its actual thing right here, it looks really awesome. And it did take me not that long to do. All I had to do is go in my collection and basically look for the opposite color pieces. And then that, of course, stopped and completely went for a different design. Of course, Lego's mech looks still better because their designs on, not even mentioning it in the set, using the telephone pieces and the tubes and just the teeth at the front. This, I wish I could recreate better. And of course, I did actually make another photo of a previous version, which still had this problem. I didn't figure out to this until way later after that. So of course the front piece, instead of this little clip connection, was going to be this piece, which if I wanted to, I could have basically painted this skull on here and it was basically going to be like that, but I don't know. I don't think it looks that cool. If you want to go with that, sure, whatever, but it doesn't work for me. Of course, once again, putting Ghost Rider on top, it's very simple. Of course, Hirochi came up with this design on fitting him on here with this stud connection. Same goes to him, but yeah, you just move the handlebars back. And of course connecting through the front studs right here, and basically just doing that and fitting him on here, leaning him back a little bit, and making sure everything's proper. And yeah, and then you bring this down, and then there you go. I know he doesn't grab it perfectly, but I don't care. He looks awesome on it. And once again, he looks awesome with it, and it just looks really awesome, as you guys can see, and it rolls and stuff. So yeah, of course you can also still do the side turns like on the original, and it was very fun to build, and just a lot of fun. And I don't think I'm going to be updating this in a while, because I am truly happy with the color and the design. If you guys want to see, I do have Little Bike and Big Bike. So of course, as you guys can see up here, the version of Ghost Rider that I made up here, because of course I do want to still display this. This is the one mech that I'm actually going to keep intact, because this is just an awesome display piece. Even though the mech is ridiculous, I don't care. This is the Ghost Rider I'm going to display with this, which is basically the old head. It's still Ghost Rider, it's just going to be with the new figure, and you can't really see the torso, so that's what I'm going to do and display. However, the Hulk mechs and all the others, I don't know if they're going to survive. Definitely not Thanos, and I still have not found that gold piece. But yeah, still funny. But yeah, there you go. That's basically it for this. And of course, it's funny because recently, the one recent set that I got, and I've already updated and made a video on it, but the one that I've had in my collection for a little bit, of course, Robbie Reyes, I'm looking at you. I have not made a video for and uploaded yet. And yeah, I think it's really cool. And yeah, that's going to be it for today's video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out and bye.